Okay, so what is the objective? To get the evaluation approaches going so that they lead to people, and they got to see it 3 times, and they don't even see it if they don't qualify by choosing the 2 to 3 year plan. Don't be so anxious to get over that and just show them the plan. They're not interested. They don't want to do it. They want to give you a hard time. If they don't get it, that you're going to end up in 45 years at 65 or whatever, broke, and who wants to wait till 65 anyway to start having fun and living, right? If they don't acknowledge that they need another way, that this is better, that this makes sense to them, why are you showing them the plan? Just like, why would you sign somebody up who can't lead to anybody? Are you getting this? So it shifts everything. It shifts the dynamics. And you're in control, and, we have fun. So they have to choose a 2 to 3 year plan. Then they have to see it 3 times. Okay? Now, I have a lot of people that start, and the person on the first or second time says, I want to get in, and you get all excited. Oh, I got one. The best thing you can do with that person is not let them in and make them do the evaluation approach and have a couple trial runs, because now what you set in motion will carry in motion. And every time a new person comes to the meeting, they will produce more new people before they get in. Does that make sense to you? It's just a simple adjustment. And it changes the dynamics. They want to prove it to you. They cooperate. They're coachable. Okay, so see the slide? Evaluation approach is the opposite of recruiting and trying to get people in. We provide a reason that you want them to evaluate. This is so important. When you have that list, all it is a list of the people you went to school with, the neighbors, the local garden club, the soccer league, all the things that you do, that you know people from. I mean, you don't know them really, really well, but you know them pretty well, right? And so if you called them up, they know who you are, is my point. How many people understand that? They're not your best friend. They don't have to be. So you need a reason that makes sense to them why you're calling them to get them evaluated. Do you understand that? It's really important. It's probably more important for you than it is for them. Because you're already thinking, they're going to wonder why I'm calling. I never call them. And they are thinking that. What the hell are you calling, Big Al? You didn't call me ever. You see what I'm saying? But if I know you and I've met you and I give you a reason why I called you, totally different, right? Is this making sense to you? Is it worth it to you? Am I wasting your time? Okay. Because these are the things where people trip. I watch people trip all the time. I'm trying to help you not trip. Okay? So, things like this. They're technology-minded. They're from the area that the company's looking to expand in. They have a good business mind. They're entrepreneurial. They know everyone in the area, and they're a connector and a social butterfly. They're a relationship builder. They know all the shakers and movers. They're in the country club, and they know everybody. They always looking to make extra money. They're an internet and online shopper. That's a great one. I want to get a third-party opinion from someone who knows nothing about it to see how average people respond. See, that's a joker card for anybody. Is that making sense? Now, if it's not that it makes sense to you, it's will it make sense to them? Now you got a green light. You understand what I mean by a green light? They're not going to resist it. It's going to make sense to them. And all you're doing, you're not asking them to get in. You're not trying to convince them. You don't even know if you want them to get in. But you do know one thing. you want to get a goose procession going, and it's not, you're going to find those people through people. Everybody in the business. The only person that I knew before Market America was Rick and Cindy Hannon, and I didn't go after them, they came to me. Right? You follow what I'm saying? So everybody that came in, I didn't know. And somebody led to somebody who led to somebody who led to somebody, okay, through doing the evaluation technique. And it really works. So simply ask them to look at the new technology and concept using the internet marketing to track what people buy and convert spending into earning. You don't have to use that one, but that one works real well for me. And I'm real confident with it. And they don't know what the heck I'm talking about, but it sounds really interesting. You follow? And it doesn't sound at all like network marketing or multi-level. If they say that, I say, what the hell are you talking about? What did I say that made you think that? You follow what I'm saying? Does this help? I mean, I need to know. I don't know what you do, but you don't have the people or the goose procession going. So if the person that you're talking to evaluate it, okay, if they know or lead to the right people, it could mean some money to them. I just kind of throw that in there. Now, so somebody asked me the other day, well, how does it mean money to them? Well, first of all, if they lead the director, I'll pay them $5,000 after it happens. But that's not my intention. My intention is you led to some people, okay, I'm going to give you credit for it. You're on your way to being half paid and half rich. Can we find one more? That's simple, right? And sometimes I say, just do me a favor and take a look at it and tell me what you think. Am I crazy or does it make a lot of sense? And I may have ended up doing you a greater favor than you're doing me. That's a really good one. You like that? Okay, so that's exactly what we do. Exactly. Now, let me ask you something. Please think. Do you do that? How many people can honestly say they do that? No. And see, now, if you're not getting a result, I just gave you a big, important key to open the door that was locked. And if you go home and don't do anything differently, hey, you're a chicken. Go ahead. Lay some eggs, get eaten. Not my problem. Yeah. Okay, so this is the opposite of recruiting and trying to get people in. Simply ask them to look at this new technology or concept using the internet marketing or to track what people buy and convert spending into earning. It could mean some money to you. Now, isn't that a simple statement? How many people could say that? I mean, you can read it. You know why I like the telephone? They can't see me that I got cheat sheet. You hear this? You guys hear it? You guys? Okay. Can you do that? Okay, if you have a list of 100 and you do 2 a week, that's what I'm doing. You work all week, 40, 60 hours, beating your brains out, getting crap. It's hard. 2 a week. If you do 2 a week for 52 weeks, you will have 8 go nows. I've been doing this for 40 years. It's never happened any other way. And especially when I'm involved or you're involved or somebody good's involved, it increases the probability of finding a lot more than 8. But as bad as you are, you're still going to have 8 out of 104 that rise to the top in the nut jar. You getting that? So it's just a question of this. On that one, it isn't how well you dance with approaches. It's just a matter of discipline and doing it. So will you do it or will you not? It changes everything. So I ran across this through a friend from school. You know, it's an internet marketing platform allowing average people to earn significant residual income online. And, you know, the company needs someone to get it off the ground in the UK. Now, I'm building in the UK, in the living rooms, from house to house, doing evaluation approaches. And they're in a geese procession right now. They're ready to take off. So that's why the UK. You can name any geographical area that you want. It already does billions in the US or around the world, and thousands have made six figures, and hundreds have made millions. I have the connections and know the people that are bringing it here. See, they don't believe, listen carefully, and this is one of the reasons you're scared to call them. You know that you don't know nothing. They know you're the neighbor. Hey, you're nothing. My neighbors treat me the same way. Don't worry about it. You know, who are you, Bill Gates? You don't know nothing. Isn't that the way your friends and neighbors are? Okay, so, see, they don't believe that you could have an enterprise or could be an entrepreneurially creating something that could make a lot of money. Isn't that true? Okay, but they do believe that you could possibly have the connections. Do you agree? So, see, I'm thinking ahead, anticipatory thinking of what they think. When I'm talking to somebody, I'm always thinking, what do they think? What's their reaction? So I'm prepared for that. So, you know, I have the connections. I know the people bringing it here. They can explain it. So now they don't ask you questions. You just told them that I can't explain it. You like that? I'm like, guys, I've been doing this my whole life. I've been pretty successful. This stuff works. I don't know what you're doing. So you may or may not be interested. See, I always give them an out. No pressure. You know, I'm never going forward at them. I'm always backpedaling. You follow that? Okay, so I always give them an excuse. It takes 30 minutes to an hour to see an overview, you know, and make an excuse for them. Give them a way out. I realize that you're busy with soccer league, and I know you're going for your master's degree, and you got a lot on you, and probably don't have any time. You probably would not be interested yourself in this type of thing, but you're so well connected and probably would know the right people in the area. And I realize that you're really totally dedicated to your church work, business, whatever it is, and don't have a lot of time. But if you do lead to the right people, it could mean some money to you. So all I want you to do is me a favor and evaluate it and see if you know anybody that might be the right person or that might know the right people. You see how easy it is? How many people can do that? I mean, come on, guys. This is it. This is it right here. This is where the rubber meets the pavement. So look, it's about the evaluation approach. There's lots of things. I mean, Dennis talked about other ones up here. I talk about dancing with the themes, okay? But that all takes time. And, you know, it takes the right circumstances. But this is something you can control and do something about methodically and get your group to do methodically. And remember, when your group or your people do it, those are your people. It's the same as you doing it. Do you get that? I mean, wow. There you go. So, rehearse. Rehearse with your group, rehearse with your upline, rehearse with your spouse. Talk to yourself. One thing I know for sure, people that do not talk to themselves are crazy. Okay? So practice, have fun, okay? Do it together, do it together, do it together, do it together. When you do things together, there's a much greater probability that you'll do it, number one, and that it'll work. Because when you're talking, the other guy is adding in or sees a reaction and helps you. And you like, you know, frickin' frack, back and forth. Tag team if necessary. So where do you find somebody to do that with? You can actually do it with the person that you're doing, that'll do the evaluation approach with you, or you find somebody above you. But I really encourage you to try to find somebody that'll do this with you, especially if they have an economic interest in it, or if you have an economic interest in them. It's just a buddy system. It just works better.